A quick word from this video's sponsor and we'll get started. Oh guys, don't be like 682 this Christmas. If you're going to give your bits and bobs a trim, I've got the perfect product for you, because I've just been gifted the new performance package by the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. Your jingle balls are really going to thank you for this purchase. Gents, pin back your ears. So here it is. Manscaped have created the first all-in-one man's grooming kit, and it's going to keep you trim from your toenails to the last follicle on your head. We've got the lawnmower here with nifty skin-safe tech inside to protect your bollocks from any cuts and scrapes. Even comes with an LED light so you can see what's going on down there. Here, look at that, fellas. Yeah, your goods ain't getting caught in there. It even comes with a little docking station so you can wirelessly charge it. We've also got some invigorating anti-chafe ball deodorant, the Crop Preserver, and ball toner, the Crop Reviver. Splash some preserver on after a shower, and some cooling reviver whenever you need it. The kit also comes with a weed whacker with rotating blades for getting those hairs in your ears or up your nose, and it also comes with the same skin-safe tech as in the lawnmower, so it won't tear or tug while it's doing its job. And Manscaped isn't all about grooming below the waist, chaps. You also get the stainless steel nail kit to keep your nails in good nick as well. You'll also get 2 free gifts, the travel bag and the anti-chafe boxers. All you fellas need to pop this on your wish list. And if you've got a special man in your life that's been extra good this year, make sure you get him the performance package by Manscaped. Head to Manscaped right now and use my promo code to get 20% off your order, free shipping and the free gifts. The serpent looked up into the sky as the glowing angel descended upon him.
"It has been decreed,"
the entity said, as it raised a massive ethereal sword.
"No, you don't understand. I did as he asked."
"It has been decreed. There is no way other than this."
"Father!"
The blue clear sky did not answer him. The sword sank into the serpent's midsection with a sickening crunch. The serpent screamed as he felt his flesh begin to sear and crack. His radiant aura dissipated as scaled limbs tore their way outwards. The angel's voice bellowed,
"Leave this place and never return."
From the observation room, a collection of smug and self-satisfied scientists stared into the containment chamber. SCP-343 looked entirely disinterested, but at least he was still here. The experiment would begin at any moment. The test room itself was large, with 2 airlock-sized doors on either side and a single chair in the middle. SCP-343 hadn't taken a seat when he entered, but he did prop himself up slightly on the back of the chair. The cold white walls echoed with every small noise 343 made. A large door on the far end of the chamber opened slowly, and a massive beast stepped forward. SCP-682 took one look at 343 across from him and shrieked with rage. 343, still mostly disinterested, looked up at the last moment as 682 jumped at his throat. 343 stood tall and raised a hand. The moment froze. 682 in the air, claws outstretched in attack. The man's face shifted slightly to one of pain. The room in the moment itself melted away. All of reality shifted in a moment to another place and another time. The 2 entities stood on a cliff overlooking a battle in the distance. Thousands of men with bronze swords and shields cut each other down as the sun rose higher and higher into the sky. SCP-343 looked over at his son and nodded.
"I thought perhaps we could talk."
The monster squinted in the sun and growled back.
"About what?
"Regrets."
Are you looking for forgiveness? You cast me out. For what? These worms?"
SCP-343 sighed and looked at the battleground in front of them.
"They're more than you think. I know that doesn't make it right."
"Then let me back in."
"Do you think that would matter? You're so angry. All the time."
"It isn't fair."
"No, but things rarely are. And if I allowed you back into paradise, how long until that anger led to more suffering and pain?"
"I can control myself, unlike some people."
The sun began to dim. The 2 of them sat in silence as the battle below them started to wane. An eclipse was beginning.
They don't know the difference between an eclipse and a message from God. Pathetic.
"Is it? They wonder at my creation and worship my names. Something you were never capable of."
And that's all that really matters, right?
No. No, it isn't. Let me show you something.
The darkness took both of them suddenly. When they flashed back into reality, they stood atop a skyscraper overlooking New York in its prime. The smell of fresh pastries and petrol fumes rose to fill their nostrils as the high noon sun shimmered on the Hudson River. From this vantage point, they could see the extent of human ingenuity all the way to the horizon. 682 sneered.
What is this?
Progress. Look.
The two of them looked over the edge of their office building perch. The traffic below was already starting to become gridlocked. The people on the wide sidewalks were making their way along the boulevards to and from a variety of destinations.
Congratulations, Dad. You made fucking ants.
682 said, before leaning back again.
Each one of those ants has a purpose. They don't know what it is, but that's what makes it interesting. So, what do you think your purpose is?
Purpose? What the fuck are you talking about?
What they do today means something, and will echo for an eternity.
Bullshit.
It isn't. Not even close. Tell me your purpose.
There was a long pause. The gentle breeze picked up speed. The city beneath them was slowly coming more and more to life as the traffic began to ease.
I don't know that I care. To kill as many of the ants as I can.
And what does that accomplish? You end a dozen people, sure, but they can just put you in a box again.
It hurts you. Your precious fucking human pets are all gonna die one day. And I'm gonna be there to see it.
Exactly.
What the fuck you know what, fuck this!
SCP-682 growled again and took a swipe at 343 with his massive claws. The scene froze again. 343 was the only thing in motion now. He circled 682.
I suppose the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Light flashed all around them, and then they returned to a dark universe. The earth beneath them was cold stone. Long lines stretched out around them, making deep grooves into the crust of the planet. 682's swing finished and connected with 343's torso. The older man flew across the landscape and landed hard against some boulders. 343 stood up and dusted himself off.
Do not test me, son.
Why not? You worried you might lose.
The older man's voice was soft and gentle now, but his eyes leveled and focused on the monster in front of him.
No, I'm worried you might die.
Then let's finish this.
682 slowly circled 343, keeping his eyes focused on the man in front of him. Then he jumped again. SCP-343 was gone in an instant, and 682 tumbled into the rocks. The older man appeared behind 682.
I don't want to do this.
I don't care.
A tentacle snaked out from behind 682 and wrapped around 343's feet. The older man seemed caught off guard and was pulled off his feet. 682 turned in place and brought his claws to bear on the trapped older man. 343 flashed out of existence for a moment and the tentacle went slack. Then 343 appeared in the air far above 682.
Enough!
He struggled against the instinct, but he still leaned to the ground on his front paws in response. As 682 was forced to bow before God, he yelled at the sky.
Why did you bring me here?
The man pointed at the lines in the crust.
You make these markings, son.
SCP-343 waved his hand, and the ground split to reveal dozens of humanoids in strange spacesuits buried beneath the ground.
You need to understand. The humans matter, but one day they'll be gone. We're supposed to protect them.
So why send me at all?
There was a pause then. 343 floating in the air, glowing slightly now in holy majesty. 682 still bowed there on the dead earth, in a dead universe, after the end of everything. 682 spoke up again.
It wasn't my fault she said yes.
I know that. I'm sorry I blamed you.
Then take me back. I promise you, I can be good.
I said it, and at the time I meant it. It's immutable. It can't change.
I just want to go home.
You will always be of the kingdom of heaven, but apart from it. You'll see everything. 1,000 endings. Your anger will subside, and you'll be witness to the greatest this universe has to offer.
I hope you know how much I hate you.
I know. This will be the last time we speak. I wanted to say goodbye.
Fuck you.
There above them in the dark void of space where no stars or people remained, the last flash of light shined briefly. The bonds that held the Earth together began to feel a tug as the expansion of the universe finally pulled it apart. But 682 and 343 were back in that cold, sterile containment cell. 682 in the air, frozen. 343 looking up with disinterest. And then it all began to move again. The smug scientist watched as 682 passed through the space where 343 stood, and then continued on attempting to break down the other chamber door. The smugness faded, as 682 began to heavily damage the other door. 343 looked up at the observers through the window and shook his head.
He is no longer one of mine. You'll have to deal with him yourself.
And in that moment, he was gone entirely. A team of armed men and women stood on the other side of the door, weapons ready. The monster was close to breaking through now. An alarm went out across the site. The Foundation opened fire as they saw the creature's snout push through the hole it had made. Somewhere else, in another place, SCP-343 sat down and wept. And that concludes this encounter between 343 and 682. That also concludes mine and Cimmerian's take on 682's origins. I hope you liked this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. Big thanks to Nature's Temper for voicing God. Top-notch job from him. And thanks to Dr. Cimmerian. He helps me out so much with so many great stories. Go to their channels and send the chap some love. Massive thank you to all the patrons and members who keep the channel going. And thank you to Rick Trexon, Generals Alert, Wings of a Meme, Big Mac, Horizons, Nicholas, Number of the Yeast, Wunderschnell, Splendy the Tear God, The Lab, Miss Talon Caro, Razman Ken, Guardian of Energy, Luna Wilson, and Dr. Heloctus. Big thanks to the council members Arctoast, Kibara, Captain Core, Hunter Killer, Cat Clone, Tree, Little Sub, Monarch, and Kikaran. And huge thanks to the administrators Viger, Kamana, Romulus, Panzer, Sonic, GFHD, Man Manor, and Mason. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon, and take care.